Welcome
Don't do
aboard,
it.
fellow passengers. I'm going to restart because you started with "don't do it" as I'm talking. Are we good?
Don't do it.
The answer was no.
No,
I'm actually leaving this in. Get it?
you're gonna knock it off.
Would you
He said,
quit
"Meow."
clanging around in there?
I can't hear him.
I can.
Okay, go ahead. We good
I'm
until the
doing that
cat.
whole again.
Hold on, I gotta hit my cat. Meow. Okay, go ahead.
It's all singing. Welcome aboard, fellow passengers. A very happy belated Turkey Day. For posterity's sake, this episode is being recorded on Thanksgiving because we weren't busy enough on this day to begin with.
Hurry
I'm
up! I
your
gotta get to
host,
my brothers.
Busy Bee.
Who?
Busy, Busy Bee. Joined as always
Bzzz.
by Hijinks. In honor of the festivities surrounding us at the moment, like everyone making all the sounds in the other room and your cat going nuts. Um,
He just want to
our
knock over a box.
Our pop culture moment comes from November 25th, 2004. It's Thanksgiving and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The lineup featured 15 giant helium balloons, 25 floats,
Only 15, really?
two toy floats, 16 novelty balloons, 500 clowns, which is 501 too many clowns, in my opinion. 10 marching bands, one of which came from
Only 10?
Marietta. One of them came from Marietta, Georgia.
Marietta.
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 I was born in Marietta, folks.
Yes, you
800
were.
cheerleaders and the one and only Santa Claus. Some notable guest stars were Raven Simone, Ronald McDonald, and crew, like the Hamburglar and Grimace. The Bare
Grimace.
Naked Ladies, and Steve Irwin, 2 years before he passed. This was a very windy day because several floats got blown into trees, streetlights, and lampposts and suffered damages.
Wait, is this the one that where the cat in the hat?
No, I didn't see Cat in the Hat on the list.
Okay, because there was the famous one where he hit the street lamp and they hit the lady that hurt her really badly.
That wasn't this one. The most notable thing that happened for and balloons getting damaged was SpongeBob SquarePants, whose arm was bent after snagging on a lamppost, and it would stay bent until the retirement of that balloon in 2012.
So we had crippled SpongeBob.
We had cripple SpongeBob for a solid 8 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was disabled. No, disabled isn't. What's the politically correct thing?
We are not politically correct.
Oh, okay.
We
I
try.
forget.
It doesn't always work. Though enough about floats. It's time to get into the episode. And boy, was it a doozy. If you haven't watched episode 11, All the Best Cowboys Have Daddy Issues Yet, do it or suffer our spoilers.
Yeah,
Because
there will
we're going to dive right into some spoilers.
there be spoilers.
There be all the spoilers.
Spoilers, as I say it. But go ahead.
So, our fandom topic we are going to mention at the end of talking about the rest of the episode. So,
Is a spoiler.
it is a spoiler. You have some minutes to prepare yourselves. Honestly, you could just pause and then go watch the episode. It's like 45-ish minutes. You're fine.
You're fine. You got plenty of time.
So I love the fact that we know for certain they've written Hurley's episode by this point.
What did they do in this one? Oh, because he's talking about the $20,000.
He owes
Yeah.
Walt $20,000.
He's like, you'll get it. You'll get your money.
You'll get it.
And that's a spoiler. Just us talking about the fact that Hurley's good for 20 grand at the very least.
Minimum.
Minimum. Yeah. So yeah, there's very much as evidence that Hurley's episode is written at this point.
I just got brought sparkling grape juice. So
Allegedly.
no, it's sparkling grape juice. We were looking in the wine aisle and then realized it might be in the juice aisle. And we were correct.
I'm realizing you were saying you were grocery shopping this morning. What was Walgreens or Walmart open?
Martin's is open until 6 p.m.
Ew.
Martin's
Heathens.
Supermarket. Yeah, I know.
Of
Right?
all places that was going to be closed, I would have put Barton's at the top of the list.
I was shocked it was open. They were open as late as they were. I was thinking maybe noon, so I had to hurry up and get it done. We go in and the sign says closing at 6. I'm like,
Martin's. I'm surprised. But
I'm guessing it
yeah.
was a volunteer basis for them saying that late, but Yeah, so anyway, we had to go grocery shopping. I had to get all the fixins to make green bean casserole tonight. The only thing I'm allowed to make in the kitchen because it's the only thing I
Surprised your
don't burn.
surprised your dad was letting you, since that's usually his thing.
He knows it's the only thing I'm allowed to cook. I can make the rolls, but he's afraid I will burn them on purpose.
Because he always burned the rolls.
Mm-hmm. It's a tradition in my family, whether he likes it or not.
He's the one that started it.
According to him, his mom started it. So according to everyone else, it might have been Aunt Michelle. So I don't know anymore. Anyway, back to the episode. Hurley,
Oh.
$20,000. And it does very slightly hint at his luck issue. Though it more points towards Walt's good luck. Versus
Well, and
Hurley's
if you think
bad
about
luck.
with the island being kind of a reversal of fortunes type place.
Mm-hmm.
So Hurley having bad luck on the island, like Locke's fate being reversed. I couldn't remember.
Hurley always had bad luck. Ever
But then
since the numbers, which we'll discuss more when
Oh,
his
ever
episode comes
since
up.
the numbers. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I can't remember. Like
He
I
was
said.
fine until those numbers, but then those numbers
Like I
cursed
said.
him.
Okay, that's right. Again, it's been
Massive
20 years since I
spoiler,
watched
peoples.
any of this.
Focus.
Focus. Well, focus on the fact that I haven't watched any of these episodes in 20 years. So again, like I
I
said,
think
what
it's not
happens
that
at the end of this episode, I didn't remember what happened in this episode. So
we got all of our timing off on all the episodes.
it's not timing. I thought that
We thought
that
it
happened
later.
further on.
I
in
thought
the
Ethan
season.
happened sooner. We don't know anything at this point.
My mind.
It's blown. It's gone.
My timeline. It is askew.
It's a little skewy. We looked at it through a very very wavy piece of glass, so nothing's lining up right.
Well, this also proves that I didn't look. I have the only thing I know is what the next episode is called. And
I don't
usually
even know that. Shush.
I know, but usually when I see the episode title, I'm pretty good at remembering who the episode's about. So
I started the episode and I hadn't even looked at the title yet. I was like, I got like 3 or 4 minutes. I'm like, man, they haven't done a backstory yet. Whose episode is this? And I swiveled my mouse. I was like, all the best cowboys have daddy issues. Okay, Jack, gotcha.
Jack. His daddy's issues is Jack. Jack has all the daddy issues.
Did you get
Hey.
some of
Hey,
that? Oh, Knock just stole some turkey.
did he steal the turkey?
Junior was talking to me. He gave me a piece of turkey because he's cooking over there. And I was like, did you give our cat a piece? He said no, and he turned to look in the kitchen. Never mind, I guess I did. Run.
Run, cat, run.
Run,
You just
cat,
imagine him like
run, cat,
with his
run.
little paws. on the-
Ah,
Yeah, so
daddy issues.
daddy issues, yes, that's definitely a Jack ongoing theme.
Mm-hmm. Big ongoing theme. And the fact that they were doctors together and he totally sold his dad for 30
Down
pieces
the
of silver.
Down the river.
He was fine to let it go until he found out the girl was pregnant.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sorry,
Which
Daddy.
then if you think about it, if you go back to his previous episode about his dad and the conversation he had with his mom, her guilt tripping him,
Mm-hmm.
that explains that conversation. If you
It
want to,
does.
that was
And
a foreshadowing of this episode.
And it also explains why Jack said not again in his desperate headlong rush to get Claire. He didn't want to lose another pregnant lady.
Yeah.
He still feels responsible for that first one.
Yep.
Oh, poor Jackie boy. Before we get into one of the things I really want to talk about, I noticed that Boone asked, "Are we lost?" And Locke is like, "No, we're not lost. Liars."
It's the whole name of the show. There are so
You might
many
not be lost
incidents
on
of
the
them.
island. You are lost in general, though.
they ask that a lot though. Charlie asked that a lot. Boone asked that a lot. Yep. Because I laugh every time they say it. It's kind of like there should be literally a t-shirt that says "Are we?" and then the Lost logo. Because they could have made bank on those t-shirts
You
because
know what?
that
One
was
day,
literally,
if we
especially
get
the first
good enough
season, they
following,
said to me.
we will make that our t-shirt.
Well, I don't know. ABC probably doesn't care much about using the logo anymore, but yeah, there's a lot of, was it Cafe Press? Yeah, you could get a ton of stuff off of Cafe Press back in the day that had all sorts of Lost
I guess there's
stuff.
still an option to find official Lost merchandise. Is that what I was seeing in our Discord? Let me see.
Yeah, I think Lost
If you
Romance
go
said
to
that there was,
shopabctv.com
yeah, they still
backslash
got
collections
Lost.
backslash lost, you can still find
There's
a
Lost
ton of official
merchandise.
merch. It
Of
wasn't going to
course.
be our fandom topic, but the fact that we did bring up the fact it could be merch, I figure we might as well mention, hey, you could still get Lost merch.
Well, not knowing that I was going to be doing this, I had a bunch of what was it, like Snarky Tees or one of those places that I had a great t-shirt that I got rid of. I probably should have saved for my niece who is now obsessed with Lost. But it was what are you laughing at? Did you go there and now you're reading stuff? Excuse you.
I'll explain it, Rose. Junior's screaming in the kitchen. Get out of here, you effing thief.
Knocked. Did Knock actually take the turkey this time?
You're making your mother do all these edits. Some of them are being left in.
I'm telling you, I told you that's what y'all get for letting the cat get up on the counter so much.
First of all, he's allowed on one counter because we had to put his food up high so the dogs wouldn't eat it. The other counter, he knows he's not allowed on unless he thinks there's a mouse.
Well, maybe he thinks the turkey is mouse flavored.
A piece of turkey got dropped on the floor, and he was there like a black void out of hell.
Mine.
Mine. Sorry.
No, but I had a
t-shirt.
I had a t-shirt that was like for a beer that was and it had all of these Lost jokes on it. It was very funny. But some of those haven't come. I can't say everything that was on it because some of them are spoilers. But anyway.
So hard when we start at the beginning. We can't talk about a lot of spoilers.
Well, sometimes we do anyway, but I digress.
Yeah,
okay,
like
go
Hurley,
ahead.
but we know Hurley's is coming up soon. The fact that they've written
Well,
his
we
episode,
hope so.
4 was mentioned in this episode, but that's only because Walt was saying I need 4 and 3 for his dice roll. But I'll take it. And for those of you who forgot what the numbers were, 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. It's hard to do it when I hear you talking back at me.
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
So the next thing I want to talk about in the episode was something that's actually really hard for me to watch now because it's been 20 years and I've had other life experiences since watching this. And that was Charlie hanging.
You were 10. Oh, yeah. Did I let you even watch that part?
Yes.
When you were younger? Okay.
Cute. But Jack's temper tantrum trying to bring Charlie back.
Yes.
No.
He did have a temper tantrum over Charlie.
But no, that hits different now because several years ago, we had a kid in our neighborhood try to do that. And Junior actually was the one doing CPR on him.
Mm-hmm.
So watching that now, it just primal flashbacks.
Yeah.
Kid's all right now. Came back and thanked Junior later on. Yeah, I loved how Charlie was dropping his little finger slips.
Yeah. Which is also a way for those to not be on his fingers anymore, by the way.
oh, hint.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He may put them on again, but Um,
He might, but it will explain it for the next few episodes until he gets more tape.
and we got to see scary Ethan.
Oh, Scary Ethan's so great. Him stepping on Jack.
Stop following us, or I will kill one of them. We all knew
And
which one
we
it was
should
going
have
to be.
guessed who he was going to try to kill to begin with, because he was always after Claire. So of
Yeah,
course,
they had
Charlie
not.
would
Yeah,
think,
they had not specifically said that yet. That is the important piece of info: is that Claire is who he was after the whole time.
"Hmm,
Mhm.
mhm, mhm,
Important info. But yeah, that one image,
mhm."
that one shot they have of um like where you're down on the ground looking up at Charlie hanging from the bamboo trees or whatever. That's
Mhm.
like that's like a killer shot. Uh, Literally.
Ha ha ha.
And then Kate trying to climb up the tree
I
to
can't
cut
reach.
the
Make him touch
and
it.
he's having to swing him over there. Yeah, but
Oh gosh.
yeah,
Charlie should
pretty
not have talked as well as he did at the end of the episode.
well.
His
Yeah,
voice is
I
supposed to be a
mean,
lot more hoarse. And his
it
eyes should be bloodshot.
it probably should have been, but then him saying he couldn't remember anything, and then the only thing he could remember is that was Claire the whole time that they were after. That they and then okay, so what else? Uh, so we had the whole deal with Jack throwing his dad under the bus. And we get to see
No.
how manipulated Christian can be, where he was brown
Mm-hmm.
nosing the the
Mm-hmm.
the board. Well, first he manipulated Jack by making him seem fully contrite and that he would never let it happen again. And so Jack signed off on it. And then it came before the board and he was brown nosing the board. And then Jack hears about the baby and he's like, oh, hell no.
Because Jack was not made aware of this when he was brought in.
Yeah, well, because he was brought in like, so he didn't have all the information.
Which,
So he
for
didn't,
doctors, they kind of need all the information.
well, yeah. But, he gets brought up to speed about exactly,
He's more brought up to speed about what his dad did.
well, yeah. I mean, he's told just the essentially, the bare essentials of what the situation is right at that moment, what he's come there to fix. And then we also had the situation with Sawyer finding out that Saeed's back and then finding out about
Oh my gosh.
the
Sawyer's
others.
conversation with Walt.
Oh, I get all my news from a 6-year-old. I'm 10.
Even better.
Even better. But it is Sawyer still finding out that he's being kept out of the loop, that he's still persona non grata.
And also the fact that he's like, there's not others on the island. That's a great fairy tale or something like
And Walt's like, okay, whatever, but Saeed said or whatever. Then he goes to talk
Saeed's
to
back.
Saeed. And he's finding out that he's completely being left out of the loop.
I have to come up here from my meds.
Well, I mean, and all this leads to Sawyer realizing that if he wants to know what's going on, he's going to have to stop being such an a-hole. He's got to stop being such an a-hole. And we get to see Jack being more of an a-hole. Like when they were doing um, he was being a complete jerk when they were going out searching. What?
One other thing that Walt mentioned to Sawyer, it's like, this guy named Ethan. I guess he wasn't on the manifest list or whatever. Did you ever think he didn't use his real name? Whoever doesn't use their real name, whatever he said, and Sawyer's look is
It's
just
stupid. Yeah, because Sawyer didn't use his real name.
Sawyer is not Sawyer's real name.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this
Yep.
point, I don't remember Sawyer's real name. He's just Sawyer. And Hurley is Hurley.
I think if I think about it, I'll remember it because somebody from a future season calls him by his real name.
Yeah. So speaking of future seasons, are we ready to talk about the end of the episode?
No, I was still talking and you
Oh,
interrupted me.
sorry.
I was talking about Jack turning into an a-hole when they're doing the whole search thing. And Kate like calls
Yeah.
him on the carpet for it. And you remember, I just um essentially you see Jack kind of falling apart at the edges. And he really it's the funny thing is that both Jack and Sawyer, even though they're supposed to be two of the main, they're part of like the core main characters, the ones who'll get more of the
Mhm.
backstory episodes. But they're also two of the biggest jerks at times. I mean, the but I do like the fact that they make them it makes them fuller characters instead of just always being the hero, always doing the right thing, always, this is a very extenuating circumstances kind of place. And obviously the island brings out a lot of because of the circumstances of the island and that all these people had. I mean, so far nobody has just like had a humdrum life and ended up on this plane accident. Nobody was on vacation, coming back from vacation in Australia and been like dropped on this island. Everybody had like some crap going on and, some we haven't seen everybody else's story, but trust me, nobody had just like nothing else going on and ended up on this island.
Yeah, and I
So, I
think
mean, it's just, I mean, as much as I don't like, like you go back and forth between liking Jack and not liking Jack, or liking Sawyer and not liking, or liking Sawyer and not liking Sawyer, or though everybody doesn't like Sawyer right now, but it's like everybody has their chance
I
to redeem
like
themselves.
Sawyer.
So did my aunt. I
Hmm.
love Sawyer, but
Love me some Sawyer.
love me some Sawyer. But I'm just saying, it's that one of the best parts about the show was that all of them had, or the majority of the characters had some characteristics about them that were less than desirable, but they
They
all
were
had,
human.
yeah, exactly. None of them were perfect. They were all just
They
like
had some
regular
good, they had
people.
some bad,
They
they
had
all had
good, they have,
closets.
you know, they have their heroic moments, but they also have their what in the, where nobody wants to be around them either. So yes, I like the fact that they made Jack, who is supposed to be quote unquote the main character, hero esque type person, be a complete a hole, and the fact that Kate called him on it, and then he kind of falls apart and tells her kind of why. So anyway, okay,
Hmm.
now we can get to
Before I get to that, I had started to mention something earlier. And I realized I never finished the thought.
what was
I
that?
don't think that the island switches your luck or anything like that. I think it amplifies whatever aspects you already had. So, like, Walt had his good luck and Hurley had his bad luck. Locke was very much an adventurous sort, but he didn't have his legs to do so, so it gave him his legs back and that kind of thing.
It kind of makes you deal with whatever situation you had going on or whatever.
It
Something to that effect. I
amplifies.
can't remember. Yeah, it kind
Now,
of makes it something you have to deal with. Yes. So they hit metal,
uh-huh.
and
There
it's an
are
island.
lots of theories onto this. We're going to
I
talk
can't,
about what actually happened.
I'm trying to remember. I was. I think that I'm trying to remember back in the day on the
I,
fuselage what people were speculating. I think that there was a lot of speculation about like a formal, like maybe there was a former military base of some sort on there,
I think I
and
saw that
maybe
maybe it was like an old plane crash that was buried.
yeah, or well, and they had mentioned, there had been her mentioning a ship, Danielle's ship, like maybe it was part of her ship or something.
Hmm.
Um, but the fact that there was metal that but it seemed to be they were far into the island, so I mean far away from the beach, so
They're far enough in
obviously
that they hadn't explored this area yet, and that's why they were using the red shirts. Also, the red shirt comment cracked me up.
yep,
You
of course
ever seen
there's
Star Trek?
yes, of course it's got to be Star Trek jokes. especially
The red shirts
with
die.
yes. Well, they were tying around trees, so obviously the trees are going to
Oh,
die.
poor
Oh,
tree.
poor trees. Poor
Real quick,
trees.
because it's like holiday weekend and whatnot. I remember there was this one Foxtrot comic where the kid made Star Trek cookies, and the sister asked, "Why are they all wearing red shirts?" And he's eating one.
Yes, I love that comic strip. That was hilarious. And he's like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah."
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I was trying to think of what other theories people have come up with. Some thought like, oh, it might be like a bomb, like a some sort of missile or something that had landed, because
Yeah,
at the
let's
end of
dig
the
this up.
episode, yeah, at the end of the episode, all we knew is that it was metal.
And it sounded
So,
hollow in some parts.
and it did sound hollow. Um,
And it seemed to be
I,
fairly
for
well
one,
under the earth because they were having to dig.
yeah, because there was you saw the image of where there was like sand or dirt was there that they were
Mud.
pushing aside, so it was buried somewhat, or it had undergrowth that they were having to push away, so it had been there for some time, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember, well, first of all, I didn't realize that. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it's the hatch, but just
Is that?
that's a spoiler that Busy Bee didn't know if I was going to mention or not, but might as well. I didn't realize it was this early that they found it. First of all, I mean,
I forgot it
because
was near rocks. I thought it was more like in like a plain
no,
area, but
I knew it was kind of deep. I knew it was deep in the woods because I knew it was a while before they found it.
mhm.
Um, but
But we
yeah,
thought we
so
still had episodes to go.
well, but now that I think about it, I know that that Locke gets obsessed with it. I think. I mean, that's kind of
Huh. So does
so,
Hurley at
and
one
he
point.
digs. Does he? Oh yeah, I
Hurley
forget. I
gets
forgot
obsessed
about
for the wrong reason. He
that.
sees the numbers are etched on the hatch.
Oh, is it? Okay. See, I've
That's why
forgotten
he
all
freaks
that
out.
too.
He tries to get them to no.
Oh, leave it alone. Oh, okay, that makes sense
Hmm.
too. Anyway, so but even when they, it eventually, like I said, it gets referred to as the hatch, and that will lead to all sorts of mysteries for the rest of the season because they will, like I said, Locke becomes obsessed with it, and
And it brings one of
Hurley
my favorite guys into the show eventually.
next
I
season.
know. But the hatch is
But
how it starts.
I know it does. It does like
It opens
completely.
up that can of
It
worms.
gives it's like the best season opener because you're like, what in the hell is this? But yeah, that's definitely a big spoiler.
It's one
Um,
of those season openers where you double check a couple of times. Am I watching Lost? Because
well,
it does not seem like Lost at
and
all.
then you wonder if it's a backstory,
Mm-hmm.
and then you find out, oh wow, he just. Okay, sorry, I'm watching football. Um,
In case y'all were wondering, it
it's
is Thanksgiving.
It's Chicago versus Detroit. Okay.
Who's winning?
Anyway, so Detroit 3-0, but
So we can
they
time
just
plate
went
the
through.
episode.
Yeah, he just ran through a big old hole in the defense. So,
Defense.
anyway, the thing is, again, like I said, I'm actually glad it's I've never like rewatched a show with this much of a gap. So to be able to know what's gonna happen, to know what's happening or gonna happen, but not know the specifics of the timeline,
Mm-hmm.
it's fun. So it's like, oh, they just found the hatch.
So we
And I was
still
like,
have like those
and we have so many
moments.
episodes. Yeah, we have
But
so
it's
many
not a,
episodes
oh
left
my
in the season.
God, what's that? It's, oh my God, I forgot that was this episode.
Yeah, so it's not. I'm not. So I know I'm not going to have like the jaw dropping, mind blown moments that I had while watching Lost the first time.
I'm probably going to have those. I was 10 at the time. I didn't understand.
Well,
all
yeah,
this.
yeah, you're going to have those because you were teeny tiny, but I'm not going to have quite those moments because obviously I had those with a few million people in America, and a few thousand people on the fuselage. But it's fun to have that now and be like, oh, they just found the hatch. Oh, good, and then know what's coming. Know
Which-
the certain things that's going to bring in the coming episodes and seasons.
Which
What
means
that
we're getting
means.
Doctor soon.
Doctor.
Doc Arts.
Oh, the other. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, so I like that. That was cool. So I just
Uh,
didn't realize it was this soon in the season
yeah, it's kind of crazy to think of that. And if you guys had any theories that you had when you originally watched the episode, please let
of
us
what the heck,
know.
of what they found. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I thought it was some kind of, well, with the mention of the others and why they hadn't seen anything, I thought this might be where the others were.
Ooh,
And I
yeah,
think
fair.
that possibly there was some kind of underground bunker of some kind. And I think there were a lot of people that were, because now that we're being told there are other people on the island, and with the whispers that Saeed heard and that they hadn't, but that Danielle hadn't seen the others, that made sense. It's like, oh, well, she hasn't seen them because they're probably underground. So that's what a lot of people were kind of going with initially, that maybe they had found
I think that was
something.
also something along my initial thoughts. Like, well, why haven't they seen them? Not realizing how big this dang island is.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't even know where it is, but I'm sure I don't know where it is. I have somewhere in my possession, maybe, though right now I have no clue where it is. There was a guy who was a Lost fan,
Hmm.
and he was a topographer or cartographer.
Cartographer, topographer would do something similar to
The
that.
dimensions. Yeah. Anyway, so he made a map of the island.
Go ahead.
I said it.
He made a map of the island. You sound like you cut off island.
No, he made a map of, I can't remember how many, it was like through what we knew through like season 3 or 4, I think. I mean, like a full size, like almost the size
Oh,
of your wall kind of map of the island. Um, and I got one, and he
oh.
sent me a couple of them, and I gave one to Berkey too. But yeah, he did like a full size. I've got it somewhere. It's pretty cool. But I mean, he did it based on, real map stuff that, learned from somehow through what they talked about in the island based on different stuff they told.
Do you
But
remember
I remember nothing.
I was gonna say, do you remember his name?
Right now, no. If I Googled around, I still have all like I said, so when I became friends with Berkey and started his fan club and website and stuff, I still have all my emails from that website. So that's probably where I interacted with him, possibly. I don't think I interacted with him on the fuselage. I'm not sure. But I think it's on the map somewhere. I have it in a tube. I just need to find the tube. That's why I'm trying to think if I don't remember seeing it in my storage unit, but it might be there. I don't think I got rid of it. But yeah, I mailed one to Berkey, and then I kept one for myself. But yeah, I've got to. If I find it, I'll take a picture of it or something and post it. You can post it in the Instagram or in the Discord or something. But
I found one map. I'm not sure if it's the one we're looking for. I'm trying not to like actually look at it. So I'm trying to.
oh yeah, it's spoilery. You don't want to put, because it's got other stuff on there
Well,
that's
if
from
anyone
future seasons.
has the map and you go to the Discord, put it in the spoiler hurts section so I don't look at it.
Spoilers. Oh yeah, I don't know, but yeah, again, one of the cool things that I got being connected to different people. But yeah, it's like super cool because it had like, I think he had like where the different campsites were, where like the caves were. I mean, he did like the full blown. That's what he does. He's a cartographer. But he, based on what they, the estimations of, how, where they walked and where they did
Hmm.
different stuff, he had it all made up into a map. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. So that was awesome. Oh, and I think he had like where the hatch is located, kind of based off of what they talked about. So it was cool.
Nice.
and
All right.
other things.
So is there anything else we want to talk about?
Gobble gobble.
Gobble gobble.
I don't think there are any wild turkeys on the island. Just
I mean, there's boar.
boars.
By the way, I realized the other night, if you were in a fantasy-esque setting, the number one animal to put on the island or land is boar.
Why?
Outlander, Game of Thrones, The 100, and Lost. All have them hunting boars.
I think boar predates almost every one of those.
I know, but it's just boars everywhere. All the shows I've watched recently. I haven't watched Game of Thrones recently, but I remember very distinctly
wait.
boar's a big thing.
I don't think no boar. Outlander. I think Outlander predates Lost. I believe
The book, maybe.
Detroit just scored a touchdown.
But I'm saying in general, if you have a fantasy-esque or like old-timey, you want boars.
Well, because
It's gonna be on the island. It's gonna be in this fantasy world.
They're obviously very self-sufficient.
And they obviously have hides that you can use, tusks that you can use, and a lot of different bits of meat.
Piggy piggy. Exactly, just like that. They got that.
Okay.
Covers.
I need to go back to last week's. We were talking about the ARG.
Oh, yeah.
I realized because my daughter wanted to watch Once Upon a Time with me. So we watched the first episode. I completely forgot that the clock tower is stuck at 8:15.
It's Eddie
Flew
and
right
Adam.
by me.
Eddie and Adam, affiliated with Lost.
And y'all remember from earlier in the episode, say it with me,
affiliated with
8:15, 16, 20,
Yes.
42. So 8:15. It's also Oceanic Flight 8:15. The clock tower is stuck at 8:15 in the town of Storybrooke. I was like, hey. They also have the Apollo candy bars, which becomes a big thing in Lost next season.
Yeah.
I know for certain. Maybe later this season. I don't know if it's in Hurley's episode at all, but I know for certain it's next season. But that was the thing I forgot. Alrighty. I didn't see any comments, questions, or concerns anywhere. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all had
And listening.
Yeah.
Listening.
I guess you're technically listening. Unless you're on YouTube and you just have it up. In which case you see the awesome crossfades we have going on at the beginning and the end. Besides that,
You're so weird.
it's just a general logo that I made on Canva. It's funny. In order to make sure I have it look the same for every single episode, I made like a presentation slideshow on Canva, and I duplicate the slide, and I just change it to say episode 9 to episode 10, and then fix the title name.
There you
then
go.
Our names are in the same spot. The little plane in the corners in the same spot. Everything's the same. It's just the fastest way to do it. And then I can download that one page, upload it.
Look at you. Look at all the work you do. I am thankful for you and grateful for you. Did I just make you choke on your drink?
Yes. Taking a sip. She's thankful that all she has to do is show up once a week.
That's right. I told you I said, you're dragging me in here kicking and screaming. That's the effort you're getting from me. I'm sorry.
She's still hoping for that smoke monster any day now.
any day now. It's coming.
Take me. That or a polar bear.
Oh my God. What the beep? Barbecue polar bear.
What the barbecue? We can do what the barbecue.
We added barbecue at the end of it. we would add random things to the end of it just because it was fun. Alrighty.
I make a motion for WTBBQ.
BBQ. Who doesn't want barbecue? Alrighty.
That or it's busy, be quiet. That's what Hijinks is really hoping for. So I hope you all enjoyed your turkey day. Hijinks and I now have to go enjoy our turkey day. She has to go to her brother's house. I have to go make a green bean casserole and sacrifice another finger to the oven gods. Like if any of you ever meet me in person and you see my hands and you see little bitty like scars all over my knuckles, it's from me burning my skin against the oven. Because it's either I burn or the food burns. So I sacrifice myself every year to be on the safe side.
Why don't you use the little Amish thing? Do you not have one?
Not in this house, I don't. I use a
Oh,
pizza cutter. It has the hook
which
on the
is,
end, so I can use it
I
to
know.
pull out. But it's
Next
normally
time,
me touching the
go
top of
to
the oven.
Go to Napanee and get an Amish doohickey.
So far away.
All right. Next time I'm driving, I'll stop by and get you one.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I have to go and make things, take a shower, be human. I don't like it. I don't like being human. I want to be a gremlin in my little corner.
All right.
Off to go be a gremlin. Everyone have a good weekend, and we will see you all next week. Have a
Bye,
good
you
night, good
all,
morning,
everybody.
whatever it is for you. We actually recorded this during the day. Look at us
I
go.
know. It's so bright. It's so bright.
But right when we started the episode, Hijinks mentioned, oh, it's so bright on your screen. It's bright on mine too. I have blackout curtains behind me. I fixed mine. She's been blinding me this whole time.
You're welcome. At least it's you and not me. I'm not usually up during the day. So
That's fair. But you know, the things we do for family. Good night, all. Good morning, whatever it is. Enjoy your day.
see you later. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.